All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second tribal council of the season, but your first tribal council of the season. So a nice welcome to my lovely lair. I'm gonna start this off with Gianna, since you're the first one on my screen here. So coming to this game, obviously, some of the players here are brand new to orgs, but for the majority of you, you played them before. Do you think that the tribe of returnees has any advantage on you guys because they played this before, or are you not thinking about that at all?
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that for real, because I mean, like you said, there's some of us here that who have played Oars before, so we got just as much as we're just kind of as much as even as with the. Sorry, can I talk? Sorry, we're just as even as they are. I feel like it's kind of evenly matched.
That's fair. Alex, so you got through that first round. You guys get to watch Tribal in this org, which is kind of a fun twist on it. Um, what do you take from seeing the other tribe go to Tribal for the first time?
And what if I didn't watch, John?
Well, then I would ask somebody else.
I did watch. I think it was interesting. I haven't really experienced that before. And I think it really impacts how we handle tribal council, right? Because like we don't want to air our own dirty laundry yet. Like that can wait for later. Um, but what I thought was really interesting was obviously like the aftermath of their vote, where it seemed like Morgan had been like completely bamboozled. And considering the vote count, it probably was for a few others as well. So like just from that standpoint, it was like, oh wow, like they're playing. How is that going to happen when we get when it's our turn to vote?
The paranoia bleeds. It bleeds through. Landon, so this game has a lot of fun little twisty twisties. So we have the ghost vote thing, which somebody will be casting tonight once their torch is theoretically snuffed. But there's also this trust ranking doohickey. And this round, the person that was voted least trusted by y'all got to have a chat with the other tribe. Was there any talk at all about the implications of either of these?
I think it's too early for that. Honestly, with the trust rankings, I forgot to send them in until 10 minutes before both times. um, I didn't hear that much about it, and I don't think it's going to be like a huge deal until later when the cross tribal stuff starts coming more into play. Like especially at a swap, that's when I think we'll start to hear a lot more about it. So for now, I'm just ignoring it and focusing on my own tribe.
Right. So let's get into this round and tonight. Kira, obviously last night was very close. You were in it till the very end, and it was quite wild. Do you think challenge performance thus far is going to come up at all with tonight's vote?
I don't think it doesn't have an impact. Um, but I don't think it's necessarily a deciding vote in or deciding in the vote in necessarily that we think there's a weaker person because I think everyone came to play. I think everyone put effort into the challenge, and I think at the end of the day, it just came down to flukes. It seems that people on both sides, whether it was our tribe or the other tribe, ended up selecting space because we were in control of our own boards. We're selecting spaces that were already damaged. So however people were organizing the boards that they were in control of, it happens. It is what it is. It sounds like sometimes the other tribe would like mark a spot that we hit, and maybe we would mark a spot that they hit. And so in that way, that can change the game, because that changes the probability of you know, if I select a spot that they already selected or they select a spot that I already selected, then the probability is down. But I think all in all, with challenge performance, I don't think it's necessarily um, a factor in from our past experience, but I think we're thinking of it for the future in that obviously we don't want to keep coming back to tribal. Sorry, that was like winded.
No, it was very insightful. I appreciated it. Sanam. So if we're not talking about challenges, it's only round 2. It's only day 5. What are the motives behind a first vote? We can't hear you. No.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Despite the loud music?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to talk fast and then read the next. I think that at this point, we don't want to see anyone go home, but it's not about want to send home. It's about who we haven't gotten a chance to know as well. And it's bittersweet because, like, we have work, we have lives, we have schedules. So I don't think anyone's voting tonight because it's somebody we want to see. It's kind of just off of we haven't gotten a chance to see as much of yet, and like more potential with perfect timing.
Sounds good. She's living her best life. Whatever she's doing right now, she's living her best life. Jake, so if it comes down to like connections within the tribe, like not necessarily like a pre-existing connection, but just kind of like social connections at this point, do you think that could set a precedent for how future rounds go with this group?
I think connections are everything in this game. In order to make it anywhere far in this game, you have to have a connection, an alliance, a loyalty, whatever we want to call it. And I think that's really the only way to do good in any type of game. Because in this kind of strategy, you can't do it alone. So you need someone or a bunch of powers, but probably someone.
Tim, I'll go with you next. So this is a very generic question. I feel like I ask it at least one of the first tribals every season. How can you tell if somebody's going to be loyal to you if you haven't voted yet?
Oh, I don't think that you can. I think that the only way to figure that out is to vote. So.
It's valid. It's valid. Big question marks. Nathan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So going into this vote, what do you think this vote's going to do for the tribe and going into the next round?
To be honest, I'm not sure if you can hear me good because there's like a lorry here beside me. But hopefully, I hope that this vote can like strengthen the tribe. Like, I feel like our tribe is very strong and very well communicated, and like we all worked really well together, like all 10 of us, throughout the last 2 challenges. And it is a pity that we lost this one and that one of us has to go. And like that really is saddening. But I suppose that is the game, and I be all and end all. I just hope that like after this vote, whoever remains, like the 9 of us can like be stronger for it and move forward, and then like nobody is kind of like feels like they're left out or feels that they weren't included or something like that, because I don't think anything like that is going on, as best to my knowledge. So I really hope that like it's kind of fair to everybody that's sitting here right now in the call, and that it's kind of like a fair game.
Great. Well, that's the question part is now over, so y'all can breathe a little bit. Does anyone have anything else they want to add before we go to the voting part? Party. Okay, so you're gonna have until 10:18 to confirm your vote. This is the time of tribal where you can decide if you want to change your vote, keep your vote, do whatever you have. Oh, it just switched 16, 10:19. Whatever you have at 10:19 is gonna be your locked vote. So see you then.
And now is the time for shout outs. If you have someone or something you want to shout out, fill the dead air. Prod chat guess. Anyone have a good day? I'll shout out my cat Tallulah. She's being really cute today.
I don't know if you can hear me over the music, but shout out to Thomas for entering every one-on-one while I was talking about past relationship trauma, because that was hysterical.
Corey
Shout out
said,
to my
shout out.
oh.
Oh, you go first. You go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say shout out to my pride guest Cam. Thank you so much for supporting me.
Corey said, shout out to him from the toilet. And also he said in response to Jake's answer from Tribal, shout out to his alliance with the immunity necklace that he won 7 times and no other ally. So his mind.
Shout out to Casey, Rodney, and Allison, my lovely little prod chat trio, who talks more in it than I do. So it's great.
Shout out to my car, who's also named Tallulah. You can't even see her right now because I'm sitting in her, but she's a babe. 2017 Subaru Impreza. She's my gal.
Shout out to Haley and Daniel, my prod guest, who requested to be in here from the BL. Because I didn't have any. So shout out to them. They're great.
Also, shout out to the sand in my pants, making me relive my SpongeBob days. You know, I got sand in my pants.
Different like S, but it reminds me of the Phineas and Ferb. And just like squirrels in my pants. Yeah.
SIMP squirrels in my
Squirrels in my
pants.
pants.
Make you something, something and dance. SIMP squirrels in my pants. Something, something, put you in a
And listen
trance.
once a week. They ate down with Busted. That was a cultural reset.
Facts. For now and forever, I will always know the word tri-state area.
And Aglet.
Yes, aglet. What a good piece of minutia.
Kitchy goo, never gonna stop. Kitchy goo, he said, I love you. Shout out to Dan Povenmire, like seriously.
Facts. Shout out to Sandy, who lived under the sea in a spacesuit as a squirrel. Who's just like
He's real for
incredible.
that.
Woman power. Let's go.
So brave. I'm gonna give my last shout out to John Buckley's picture on Zoom because it's a serve.
It really is.
Right. I have the votes. At this time, if anyone has an idol or an advantage and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. All right, once the votes are read, the decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the Zoom call tribal council immediately. First vote. Hugo. Gianna. One vote Hugo, one vote Gianna. Gianna. That's 2 votes Gianna, 1 vote Hugo. Hugo. That's 2 votes Gianna, 2 votes Hugo. Hugo. That's 3 votes Hugo, 2 votes Gianna. Hugo. That's 4 votes Hugo, 2 votes Gianna. Hugo. That's 5 votes Hugo, 2 votes Gianna. Second person voted out of past versus present 2, Hugo. That's 6. That is enough. Hugo is not here. Fortunately, if Hugo has any last words, we will pass them along to the tribe chat. And if you give me 1 moment, I will, for everybody in the game, let everybody know what the next trust ranking will be that we'll get to talk to each other. So on this wheel, you do see 10 names because it is possible that somebody left in the game on this tribe was ranked 10th.
Wait, John, before you spin, I want to change the answer to my question. Pick me. Giggles.
Okay. I'm going to spin the wheel. That's even more fun. A dead even number 5. Dead even number 5, which means that if you are 5th place in the rankings, you will get a message notification tonight on either tribe, and you will get to have a new person to talk to. And what you do with the information is up to you. With that being said, good night, America, and I am Ryan Seacrest.